The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Welcome back to Probably I Have a Stye podcast, sponsored by Dear Media and tea tree oil wipes that I didn't use, and I have a stye. Okay, my sister's here.
What's up? Again.
My sister's here. This is a very special day because this is, well, actually it was yesterday.
Yeah,
yesterday, Aunt Emery got to meet Daisy.
Yeah, it's fun.
Tell me about it.
I mean, she's cute. I like her.
I mean, she's cute. Okay,
Yeah,
by the way,
no, it was
not you sounding like you hate my daughter. No, it was really sweet.
No, I'm obsessed with her. Yeah, like
She's a baby.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet to see just how much she looks like you and James.
You
Just
think she looks like me?
Yeah, I think she has your eyes for sure.
But you and I have the same eyes, so that means she looks like you.
We do. Yeah.
But what did I say?
I'm kind of hoping. Like,
What did I say on the podcast?
Like Aunt Emery would be very happy if Daisy looked like me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, she has a lot of Middleton in her, so
She does, yeah.
here's what's gonna happen. My daughter's just gonna look like a mix between Bella and you, and then just not look like me at all. Perfect.
Yeah, it's great for her.
Love.
It's great for her.
Love. No, it's so fun to like watch them change and stuff. Even though I want to like KMS because she's getting older, and I'm like, no, but that is a blessing that your child grows.
Yeah, no, it's cute. It's cute seeing her smile.
I know.
I'm ready for her to laugh. It was sweet. We were all like out in the swing yesterday, and I was just like rocking her, and I was like, I could get one of these.
No,
Like,
I could have one of these.
These are great.
Wait, I should get one of these.
Yeah, these are great.
Rub off all the baby on you.
Yeah, like, come on.
No, I told James the day she laughs, like, cancel all of her plans. I'm just gonna be insufferable. I'm just gonna be trying to make her laugh like 100 times a day.
Yeah.
Claudia said the first time that her son laughed, Ben made him laugh, and she was like, I was so upset. Like, she's like,
Oh, really?
because like Ben made her laugh. You know,
I feel like
she's
that
like,
would
I'm
be-
the funny one.
Yeah.
Like, if James makes her laugh, I'll be
Before
like,
you?
what in the fuck?
You're like, hey, Daisy, mommy's literally a comedian. Like,
Hey, me.
Yeah.
I'm the funny one. Also, I don't know why I have this Hello Baby Animals high contrast book beside me. What's going on, Zebra? This is not an ad, but I do have this link to my Amazon storefront.
So, something people should know is that Shannon carries around these like high contrast things, like they're at her phone. Like she, like every single time I'd set Daisy down, like all of a sudden there was like a Velcro thing like on my sweater of like high contrast. Like
Claudia freaked me out because she thought her son was going blind. She said that on her podcast, right? Before I said it. Yes, she did. Okay. She definitely did. That's how I heard about it. No, she, like high contrast is just, I'm like doing the most.
but like she'd be sleeping and you'd be like high contrast.
Yeah, no, our pediatrician literally was like, you could never start too early, but just so you know,
When their eyes are closed.
she is good. Like,
If she's sleeping, probably not the time we're doing eye development.
no, I'm just like, so you know what? Like, I do think, and I'm so toxic, but I do think she's like focusing really early for her age.
She is. I will say she is, but I will say I think a fun story that people need to know is like yesterday you were breastfeeding and she like, it was like when she was going on your boob or coming off your boob, and then you're like, I think she said mom, and I was like, I mean Shannon,
No.
I think she is really. I mean, I'm biased. She's my niece. I think she's very advanced. She's focusing like a freaking like lion, but like she probably isn't talking yet.
No, I
She
don't think
probably
she's
isn't
talking. It's funny because sometimes if she's like making noises like because she is like trying to get the boob and eat, and if I put my boob in her mouth when she's making those sounds, she's like, oh mama, and I'm like, it literally sounds like she's saying mama.
I know you said that, and you're like, and I'm like,
I'm like, I don't actually think she's looking at me going mama. I would be freaked the fuck out. I'd be
God.
like, we gotta send her back. I wouldn't think she was
like
that.
like that girl in the, what is that chess show? The Chess Gambit.
Oh yeah,
Queen's
Queen's
Gambit.
Gambit.
Yeah, it was such a
Did
good
she
show.
talk really early?
I don't know. She's just really smart. She's a redhead.
Oh my god, that really, I was like, I don't remember that part where she is talking as an infant.
No,
I watched it during
I don't
quarantine.
think we saw that.
I was probably drunk.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy that we all just got fucking blitzed
Yeah. Like all
for
the
so
time.
long of our life? I was just talking to someone about, I was talking to my friends Kat and Worth about the pandemic and how we were the perfect age group to go through the pandemic. I actually think you fall in this category because we were, well, anyways, I was in my mid 20s. Yeah, I was 25, right?
Okay.
And it was really sad for people that went through the pandemic when they were like 18, like the generation below us, right? It was
Yeah.
so sad because
Yeah.
their high school graduations were fucked, right?
Yeah.
And then if you were in college and you were graduating college and you were like 21, your college graduations were fucked, and all of your like senior year and going to the beach, and then like all of your like college frat parties and graduations, like all these big moments were just like screwed, right?
Yeah.
And that was just like really sad. And then the entire workforce like changed out from underneath them. So like, you know, now you're having like people work from home and not going to all this kind of stuff was just crazy for them, right? And then let's say you were the generation above us. us, and you were having, I know some people had kids obviously when they were like 25, whatever, but let's just say you were in your 30s, like you were early 30s, whatever, and it was time to have kids. Everyone that I knew that was like generation a little bit above me was having their children in hospitals during COVID, and it was like their friends couldn't
solo,
visit,
right? Like even their spouse couldn't be in there.
like sometimes people's spouses couldn't be there, and then it's like you have this new baby and you want to go out and be in the world, and you're like having to wear a mask, and you're like so afraid your baby's gonna get COVID, and there's like all these vaccines you're stressed about, and then there's like your friends and family can't come visit your baby. There was like that generation was fucked with their like new families and stuff like that. Our generation got to sit around, watch Tiger King, and get fucking hammered.
Yeah, it's true.
Like I had nothing going on. Crazy? I was like, this quarantine kind of fucks.
You know what's crazy to think about though? There's a generation of kids who like, you know, like there's like that quote, it's like, if you didn't get bullied in middle school, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
It's because like you were the bully. It's like there's a generation of kids who are like, middle school wasn't that bad. I was just at home. Like,
yeah, so like, true. They're like a whole generation of just like Tamagotchi kids that just got to like sit at home.
A lot of the kids I coached when I was working at
why did I say that, Tamagotchi kids? I don't think that makes any sense at
it?
all. I was just thinking they were just like sitting at home, just like doing nothing, just like
a lot of the kids I coached, they went through like I remember there's this one group that like I still like mentor and coach, and when I met them they were like 8th grade and they had done most of their like higher middle school years in the pandemic, and like man, whatever that generation is, like they became so emotionally self-aware and like resilient just from like being around their parents and going through that experience, and it's just it's crazy. True. I'm just like, wow.
I think I would have digressed in middle school if I went through that, but
yeah, I was just ready to get through middle school as fast. I mean, you remember the lockers?
Yeah.
At GS, did y'all have those?
In middle school?
Did you use them?
GMS? Yeah.
It was either you carry 50 pounds on your pack like you're doing an army ruck, or you figure out how to use this locker and you got 30 seconds every single time.
Yeah, that was stressful as a middle schooler.
It was so stressful.
Also, middle school was tough for me because it was like all your girls are so like mean to each other, and like me and my friend groups would be like mean to each other. Then we'd be best friends, and then we'd be like, we're not inviting her over to the trampoline, and then the next week you'd be the person that wasn't invited over to the trampoline. You'd be like, fuck, shouldn't have done that. Maybe actually I was saying fucking 7th grade, who knows, but it was just like a tough time for like friendships. I feel like in middle school
I have this like core memory where you remember I had a friend named Brittany, and I'm still friends with her.
Brittany just came to one of my shows.
Did she?
In Florida.
She's awesome.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, she really is. She's like not aging, but anyway, so it was like I got invited to Brittany's birthday party, but she was doing a joint party with our friend Christy.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember her last name, but anyway, so they were doing a joint party, and me and Brittany were pretty good friends. And me and Christy were like, she was in our friend group, but we weren't like besties.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like the day before the party, and Brittany told me, she's like, hey, like actually like you can't come because like Christy doesn't want you there. And I remember
gosh.
And I remember sitting there in like my American Eagle like polo with the collar up and being like, it's cool, it's fine, I'm fine. And then just like me 34 still talking about it today.
No, you're like, it's fine, it didn't affect me at all.
I was like, women are savage.
No, when you just said lockers, all I thought was I hated those lockers because like you would drop off like notes for your friends, and like I remember like one week I opened my locker and all my friends were like, yeah, I got a note from Jordan, I got a note from Kayla, I got a note from, and I was like, oh, I don't.
You're like, oh god, my notes are just falling
I don't have any notes in my locker, so no one wrote me one. And it was like, you just convince yourself that they got together and decided no one write Shannon a note. Like, oh my god, you're just so fragile.
Ford sisters.
You're just fragile.
Do you remember how excited though you used to get? I remember it was such a big deal when mom took us back to school shopping.
Yeah.
And I would spend forever, like probably like a proper hour, like just like picking out my book bag. I wanted the pockets to be good and organized, and I would test the little stuff like sitting in the aisle.
Oh yeah.
And you would just be looking at stickers in locker rooms.
Oh, I'd just be like
the perfect shelf, the perfect mirror to hang in your locker.
Mom was like, so you need school supplies. I'm like, this is school supplies.
Because Amazon wasn't really a thing, so you had to go find it.
It wasn't a thing. No. Amazon only sold books back then, right?
I don't know.
No, we went to Office Depot, and mom gave us a limit, and I always spent like way too much money on gel pens, and she'd be like, you need to get paper. And
you
I'd
used to get
like,
the scented ones.
Yeah. Do you remember when she would take us back to school shopping for clothes, and she'd be like, we'd obviously beg her to go to Abercrombie, and she'd be like, sale rack, and I'd be like wearing it would be like school would be starting to be like fall winter, and I'd have like their like summer collection because it was on sale, and I'd be wearing like sand dollars are like my favorite thing to shop with, like I'd be wearing like all the last season stuff, but like for that season I didn't care. Also wearing Abercrombie.
I know that you talked about like we didn't have like the most, I mean like we live in like it was super great, but like we did have very very humble like upbringing.
Yeah, but we didn't realize that. I mean, I did when my mom was like, go to the sale rack.
But one thing that like always like one of my favorite memories, and this is like such a shout out to mom being like a badass mom, but I remember we went, because we used to go to Kmart, it's like $100, you get all the shirts and stuff, and I remember being so excited. I got like what I thought were the coolest shirts, and I didn't know that like that smiley face thing was a
Joe Boxer.
Joe Boxer was a trademark Kmart
This
thing.
is my story. I've told it on the podcast so many times. I had no idea. And
Yeah.
someone was like,
First
you're
day of
wearing
school.
Kmart. And I was like, no, I'm not. And
Yeah.
they were like, yes, you are.
But-
and I was
but
like, no, I'm
do
not.
you-
And I went home and I was like, is this from Kmart? And mom was like, yes, but Joe Boxer is a very nice brand.
But do you remember what she did the next day for us? I don't know if you remember this part of it.
No.
You were pretty young. She did that, and I remember coming home crying. I didn't realize. I guess we did do it at the same time.
By the way, Kmart's not that bad. Like,
It's
what
not.
the fuck?
Stop shaming us, people.
And they have a great food court.
Yeah, but oh god, they had a food
Those
court.
fries.
Yeah, but I remember that happened, and we absolutely did not have the money. And I remember she took us to Abercrombie, and also you went to what was that place you would get lost in for like a year? 20
Hollister.
No, Forever 20. They had like the scrunchy tops.
Forever
Yes,
21
Forever 20
or
Claire's,
Delilah's.
Delilah's. It was some
Delilah's. You remember that? With all the graphic tees?
Yeah, I don't know.
That place is kind of
You
expensive.
loved it, but I guess it's what. Anyway,
Francesca's?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it was some store that I walked in. I was like, nope, not for me. I was like, I see you in 30 minutes. I'm going back to Abercrombie. But it was just like she gave us each like it was like $200, and like we were able to get like 3 shirts, which is
Big
just
deal.
like yeah. And I just remember like going the next day, and I was like, screw you, Madeline. Like,
Yeah, hey, screw you,
I was like, look at this
Jessica.
Abercrombie, and then I was just like, but I gotta keep rotating these 3 shirts.
Yeah, those 3 shirts you keep wearing. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, no, that was like what you wore back then. It's why I think like how much I would have hated, because I loved expressing myself as someone who can say I was best dressed in our yearbook superlatives.
Oh, were you? That's cool.
Yeah. Slay.
I just broke
actually,
school
I love
records.
saying this one. I won 2. My friend was on the yearbook team, and she was like, "You technically won 2 superlatives, but we can only give 1 per." And I was like, "Which other one did I win?" The other one, but Amanda Wells, she picked which one I got. She was like, "I thought you'd want best dressed because you like care so much
What was
about
the
what you
other
wear." The other one was most likely to be on TV one day. I mean, how funny would that have been to be able to take a
Really
picture of me
funny.
in the yearbook as
That
that?
would've been sick.
But she was like, I just felt like you really care about what you wear a lot. And at the time I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for giving me best dressed. Like that's what I wanted. But I cared so much about that. So the idea of wearing uniforms, some people had to wear like uniforms to school.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I would have died. But now I think that would be nice for kids that like don't have money to,
Yeah.
but I guess if you're
So
wearing
we
a
got about
uniform at school,
uniforms.
you probably go to private school, which is expensive as fuck. So
Yeah.
you have money. Sometimes I think to myself, I literally have the coolest job ever, because how is it that I am literally like on the clock sitting here telling you guys how much I love Vivrel? Because I love Vivrel. I would tell you for free. Please keep working with me, Vivrel. Please do. But like I would shout it from the rooftops, and I have before. I have unpaid because I love this company. I love the concept. I think it's amazing. If you are like me, maybe you had a little bit of a shopaholicness in your, past life, then this is what you need to do. Don't go out and spend all your money on a new bag. It's going to sit there and it's going to be lovely. But, eventually maybe you'll get over it and you'll think, God, I want that new bag. I want that new fresh thing, that new jewelry, those new diamonds. Well, with Vivrel, it's like you have a really rich friend who's letting you borrow all their designer stuff and just telling you, hey, babe, bring it back whenever. Like, seriously, no rush. I love that so, so much. I genuinely think Vivrel is the coolest thing ever. It's basically the members only club providing members access to borrow anything designer, handbags, jewelry, watches, like I said, diamonds. And the best part is they have no return dates, okay? So you can swap once per month or just keep it for as long as you'd like. I have a Bottega diaper bag from them right now. It's also just a Bottega tote that I'm calling a diaper bag. And I don't know when I'll return it. Literally, you can hear my little baby cooing in the background. She's saying she loves this Bottega bag. She doesn't want me to return it, mommy. And they have so many different tiers. The most popular tier is the Classique, which is $139 a month. And literally, there's no better time to sign up right now because they're adding millions, you heard that right, millions of dollars worth of inventory to their closet weekly. So there's just always new pieces to borrow and love. I'm always finding new stuff. I constantly go on Vivrel just to search it because I love it so much. So now is the perfect time to join with my referral code. Use code PROBABLY to get your first month free of membership. First month free. Normally they do like an amount off. This is your first month free. FREE, free 99. That's just amazing. Okay. So go to vivrel.com. That's www.vivrel.com and apply for membership today using code PROBABLY for your first month of membership free. The code will also allow you to skip the Vivrel waitlist. Don't worry. You're never going to wait in line when you're with me, honey. That's VIVRELLE.com with code PROBABLY for your first month free. Okay. Free.
It's so funny you talk about like the superlative. So I didn't get voted for any of that, but what's really funny is like I was.
You weren't. Yes, you were. You were most athletic.
No, I don't.
Who won that? Jasmine. Fair enough.
Fairly.
Fair enough.
Yeah. She is still. Like,
We were just
athletic.
talking about her before this podcast started.
But what you want to call it? Yeah. So one thing that's funny is like I was driving with Lauren the other day. Oh, sorry, Court. And I was talking about how I was like, the pole vaulting record somehow it came up. I don't know. It just came
Oh,
up.
how I beat the national pole vaulting record. It just kind of like slipped into conversation. I don't know how this came up as a 34-year-old with my wife, but somehow it just got brought up that, I set records pole vaulting.
Well, she was giving me crap because I was telling her, I was just like, yeah, like if you go on, she's like, is your record like still there? And this is not like a incredibly impressive. It was good for a small town. It was 9 feet, right? And I was just like,
that's impressive.
I mean, now it's 34.
I used to brag about you all the time. It's 34 feet.
No, I'm 34.
Oh my God. I was like,
can you imagine? I just put the pole in and I'm just like, boing.
I was like,
gone.
that is AI. These kids are AI. Like there's no way that you set the record for 9 feet and it's 34 feet
but listen,
now.
so I told Lauren, I was just
God,
like,
my
it's
eye
not-
hurts
and
so bad.
She goes, do you still have it? I was just like, they put me to second, but they have it incorrectly. Like I should, like the girl is like 8'6" and they have me as 8 foot now. And she goes, well, that sucks. I was like, yeah, I've reached out 3 times. I've reached out 3 times.
Yeah. I've emailed and called 3 times.
I've sent like the video and I was like, hey, I wish I was lying about this. But like Gilbert High School,
Here
can
is
you
proof.
fix that? Like,
Gilbert High School, we are begging you to put my sister's record back
and I
up.
don't even have a connect anymore. Like Grayson's dad's not the athletic director. And
Yeah,
so
we
it's
lost our in.
But like I reached out 3 times and she goes, honey, that is embarrassing. And I was
That
just like,
is
I was
so
like, look,
funny.
I don't care if I'm second, but like you better earn it. It was like,
Always been one, never had 2.
yeah,
Now you're
honestly,
2.
yeah.
Yeah, that is really crazy on your part and something so Shannon coded. So maybe we're more alike than we think.
Yeah.
I don't hold any records at the school other than like record holding. Remember when Dylan went to school and he was like, yeah, because like we went to, did we already say this on the other podcast? Like when we went to school, we went to such a small town like school. Like you have Gilbert Elementary, then Gilbert Middle, then Gilbert High School, and they're all on the same street. And it's a very common thing for teachers to have been working there for like many, 20, 30 years. So they'd be like, oh, anyone have in my class that I taught your siblings? And you'd raise your hand. And I'd be like, we were still at school at the same time. You were a senior when I was a freshman. So people kind of knew that you were my older sister. But by the time Dylan went to school, we had both of us had graduated. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, did your teachers ask if you had any siblings? He's like, yeah. And when I told him Emery, they were like, oh, you're a sister boy. He's like, you got a bad rep with some of those teachers. So Shannon, because a couple of those teachers, I said Shannon, they were like, you're a sister, Shannon Ford, really? Oh,
I used to think that when you first got there,
oh.
like it was so weird because I'd always only been the only Ford, and then you got there and they're like, so Shannon's your sister, and I was like, yeah, and they go, like
I wasn't a bad kid. I was just like taught. Like,
it was always like all the like HOSA teachers in healthcare.
Yeah. I mean, probably because in those classes, you were so good at like healthcare and stuff. And in those classes, I'm such a like English social studies kind of gal. I'm like, the classes, me and Taylor were just talking about this, math, science, chemistry, all that kind of stuff, physics, where you like, there's an answer. And it's like, show your work how you got here. I'm like, oh, well,
I hated that.
I'm cheating off the person next to me and I can see their answer, but I can't see their work. So I can't show you the work.
I used to like try to spend like extra time like putting stuff, and then I would like smudge it and erase it so it like they
Look
can't
like you
fully
really
see.
Worked.
Yeah.
English
Which
is great
was like
because I
all
could
for naught because the answer was still
wrong.
Yeah.
I would like English because I could convince them. I'd be like, this is the answer because, and then I'd be like, because blah, 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 blah. And every once in a while, the teacher would be like, the answer's wrong, but I'm going to give you half credit because you made one hell of an argument in your in your explanation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
One
just out here
thing
making
about
50s.
us, the math was never mathin'.
I pray every day that Daisy and all of our future children get the math skills from James's side of the
Oh, is
family.
he good at math?
Yeah, their whole family is in like finance and so good at math and so smart. Like Bella's smarter than any of the boys, and like his dad's in finance. Will doesn't do finance, but he could have. Like James is so mathematically smart. And the thing about me and Emery is like both of our parents were like, we got no math.
Yeah,
we got no math. So.
I mean, truly, like they would sit down and be like, "Here, what's going on with your homework? Fractions? Oh, you got this.
I still don't know fractions.
Like,
I swear I had strep throat or something.
I just remember the other day I told you
the week they learned fractions in elementary
you
school.
remember when I was texting you about Lauren and I were talking about fractions?
No.
I don't even know if I want to own up to this on the podcast, but
what?
I just sent you this like last week.
Why is it still here? Sorry.
I thought you were checking your text messages, but Lauren was just like, honey, what's bigger, like 3/4 or 7/8? I'm gonna sound like an idiot on this podcast, but
By the way.
and I was like, I love you. We've been together for 10 years. I am not lying about this. Like,
wait, also isn't, oh no, I'm not going to sound stupid. No, I'm not going to let them clip that.
Yeah.
Isn't 3/4
Honestly,
the same
we should-
thing as 7/8? Or did I just sound really smart?
I don't know if
It is? No, fuck.
wait, it's not.
Courtney clap.
Which
She's
one's
like,
bigger? 3/4?
7/8. I just picked a bigger number.
But I can't.
No, we're stopping. We need for
literally-
our own.
What?
Seriously, we gotta stop.
We do.
We're better than this. Let's talk about camp.
Okay.
So we were on a walk. Love walks these days with little Miss Daisy, and we were walking, and my sister and I somehow got on the topic of not your pole vaulting record that you need changed.
The swimming record?
Yeah, right. Not that one either. No, we got on. It's actually kind of crazy that you and Jasmine were in the same grade because like it's almost unfair. Yes, she beat you. Like she should have won it. She was like more like well-roundedly athletic, I guess. I don't know. She just was always.
She beat my ass at every sport she played.
Yeah. Okay. So to be fair, she earned it.
But we're still great. Honestly, we stayed such good friends because we played sports together, which is really nice.
But you should have been 1 year younger or 1 year older than her, so y'all both could have won most athletic. Because it's crazy that you weren't most athletic.
True.
But it's just because you were in the same grade as Jasmine. And
Y'all
that's
reach out
just-
to Jazz and get her thoughts.
Okay. Okay. Holiday sales are the time to splurge. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, okay? But don't just splurge on anything, all right? Splurge on stuff that you're going to keep and that are going to be staples for your home, for yourself. You're going to want products that make a real difference in your life. And let me tell you, there's no better thing for that statement than Boll and Branch sheets. Okay, I take my bedding really seriously. And you can seriously tell that the Boll and Branch sheets are made to last and make you feel extraordinary every day. Listen, you know how much, you know that saying, everyone like has the amount of hours that we spend in bed, yada, 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 how important these kinds of things are. They're not lying. We're in bed all the time, okay? Especially once it gets cold out, you're not even just in bed to sleep. You're just being cozy, okay? And ever since I discovered Boll and Branch, I am telling you guys, it's crazy how they get softer after each wash. That's not a lie. Like they are genuinely softer after every wash. And their best sale of the year is not one to miss, okay? Because right now, their best sale of the year is happening 25% off site-wide. So if you want to start with Boll and Branch's best-selling signature sheets, that's what I did. I think it's great. They're made with the perfect balance of softness, breathability for your best sleep. I sleep hot. I really, really need my sheets to be breathable. Okay, that's like a very important thing for them to be. And their signature sheets, like I said, they get softer with every wash. They are made with the highest quality, 100% organic cotton. James is seriously crazy about that. Like only cotton. And they are 100% organic cotton, which is amazing. They have so many different things. Like you can buy them in sets. You could get duvet covers. You could just do the sheets. Whatever you want to do, they have it. And it comes with a 30-night guarantee. So you can shop worry-free and make sure that you are enjoying your sleep before. But I promise you, you're not going to send these bad boys back. You're obsessed. I literally just ordered another set because I wanted some for Christmas and I love it. So now is the time. BollandBranch.com/probably with code probably. That is Boll and Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/probably. Use code probably. You'll get 25% off. Exclusions apply. I'm about to go use my own code, okay? Because I love Boll and Branch sheets so much. Anyways, I was on a walk with Emery and Daisy and we were just like chatting and somehow the conversation of camp got brought up. We went to the YMCA camp in Columbia, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a little bit further outside of where we grew up. And so it was a big deal. It was stay away camp.
Yeah.
And the first time I went, you went for the first time without me and you came back and had the best time ever and you were gone
and
for a
then
week.
you got to go the next. And the camp was run by a man named
Butterball.
Like
we
the turkey.
Just started
like the turkey.
listing all these things about the camp. And the more we started saying, by the end of us talking, I was like, hold on. This shit was fucked up.
It was
like,
but it was kind of like
a cute camp way.
In like what you talk about like 90s where like you would never be able to do that.
Yes.
Like we have to talk about Ruby Red Eyes.
Yes. Okay. So it wasn't fucked up in like that place should be shut down. It was just like so core 90s where you could just get away with so much stuff.
Yeah.
So we would go to this stay away camp. I remember the first time I went, I was so sad. I think I was like the youngest camper there.
You were, yeah.
I was like so young. Everyone else was like in middle school and I was like for sure in elementary school. I cried every night and missed my mom. And Emery would be like, oh my God, you're so embarrassing. I'd be on the top bunk. You were below me.
I didn't let you bunk with me either. I was so mean. I mean,
Oh,
to get
yeah.
in another bunk. You wanted to be on my same bunk, and I said no.
Someone else, you were across from me or something. Anyways, I had brought a picture home of mom and dad,
That's so
and I would just
sweet.
like stare at it, and you were like,
Daisy
"You're so
might do that one day.
embarrassing." She'll probably be like, "Bye, mom." But you were like, "You're so embarrassing. Why are you holding that picture of mom and dad?"
I remember you crushed it though when it was time to dress up for the dance.
Yeah,
And I
one
had
thing
forgot
about me,
blue
I'm gonna
jeans.
dress up.
I didn't know you were supposed to bring blue jeans. I was like, Nike shorts don't work. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, by the way, please. That's all I do. Anyways, we were talking about camp and we started talking about how, oh yeah, at the end of the camp, they would have this like haunted
It was a
night.
haunted
of
night.
Ghost stories, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, classic camp things, no big deal. And they
Yeah.
told a story. And this
is a wild
camp was
story.
like settled on a pond.
There was a lake in the center. It was like a pond. It was a pond.
A big pond.
It was a big pond.
Or
and
a
you
lake.
could kayak on it, and there was a zip line.
Yes.
And you swam.
It was fun, but mostly you just swam and stuff. And anyways,
Yeah.
you're around the campfire, and they're telling the story about Ruby Red Eyes.
Yeah.
Ruby was a kid at the camp. Ruby died
Because
tragically,
there was a
drowned.
cabin up the hill that was really creepy.
Yes.
It was just a decommissioned cabin.
Yes.
But Ruby died in that cabin, and they shut it down.
Oh, I thought Ruby drowned or something.
No, she died.
Whatever they said was morbid as fuck. Now I'm like, they would never say this.
Well, I remember what they said is they were like, she's up there, but on nights with full moons, and I remember all of us were like, we see the full moon, and they're like, sometimes you can still see her because like she loved like coming out of the lake, and
she haunts. No, they made it spooky as fuck. They're like, she haunts the campers.
Yeah,
she'll come out of the lake, and we call her Ruby Red Eyes because every once in a while you can see her ruby red eyes in the lake. We're like, yeah, well, thank God that we are looking at the lake right now.
Backs,
and we don't see anything.
Our backs are to the lake.
Yeah,
we're in this little like circle around the fire pit, and so what we didn't know is that Butterball was also certified as a diver.
His son.
It was his son.
Okay. Butterball was pretty old, I think.
Yeah. So his son was certified as a diver. He had,
this is crazy.
Kudos to the commit. He had been in the pond the whole story
with a tank.
In a walkie, so they could cue him, and then he broke 2 red glow sticks and started coming out.
They're like, turn around, Ruby Red Eyes, and then we're these small children, and we turn around, and it does seem like, what else could this be?
Just pause and think about that for a moment. It's horrifying.
No, and what else could this be? Like, the man really did. He was down there with a tank. You know what I mean? Like, it was middle of the night. He's in this pond. Like, that's so fucking scary.
You just start seeing
these red eyes like swimming towards you. We
horrible
scream. We run. I mean, it's really
someone
just
in my
unsafe.
cabin ran so fast that they hit the log we were sitting on and broke their ankle.
I was gonna say sprained and broke their ankle. I remember that. And then there was the year. Then we started talking about the year that they made us do Fear Factor.
This is crazy.
This is like these camp counselors must have been like, let's fuck with these little kids.
Like,
so we did Fear Factor.
I was a camp counselor for a few years, and like, you were not allowed to do this stuff.
Yeah, we did Fear Factor, and here's the thing about Fear Factor: they were not fucking around. We did it wasn't like egg and spoon race. It was like three-legged race. No,
there are tiers. You had to get through the first one.
Yep,
and the first one was mayonnaise challenge.
So they signed me up for that one. And now listen.
Oh yeah. Each person got assigned different ones.
I love mayonnaise. You guys know my love for Dukes is so high and mighty. Okay, I understand that. But this challenge was they put like 3 M&Ms in a bowl of mayonnaise.
We're talking like the commercial sized one.
Yes, and you had to find the M&Ms with your mouth.
You got your hands behind your back. Your partner held them.
Yes.
And then the second that the person found the M&Ms, your second partner got tagged in, and then they had to charge the volleyball pit and find the hidden spoon. And there was only a certain amount of spoons hidden, and you had to get the spoon in order to move to the final round.
Anyways, all this being said, the losers, or I don't remember how it gets down to this part, but that's just like, who would do Fear Factor? Now they'd be like, my daughter has a nut allergy. Like, well, they were like, stick your face in
daughter has a mayonnaise allergy.
Bowl of mayonnaise and find some M&Ms, and like, you have to.
And also, okay. I've thought about this multiple. It just lived in my head rent free. I've thought about, I was like, how the hell do we get our head in the top of that? Because they didn't take it out of the tub.
No, they put it in a bowl. I mean, big bowl. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, I know my fucking face was in it.
Yeah, I didn't do that part.
But the next thing that we started talking about, which was also so fucking crazy. The final round. I can't remember how or why we get there, but they put pillowcases over our heads. Okay, this is the middle of the night.
Let's just start about this.
This is the middle of the night. Pillowcases over children's heads.
They take you out of your cabin if you won. And this is a final round of Fear Factor.
Yes.
And then we went, and there's like this it's like
there's the woods.
Yeah, it's almost like a carport kind of thing, like a big, not a carport, but like like a park, like the shelter area, and everybody's in the shelter area.
Right. It was just like it was like where the basketball court was and stuff.
Yeah, it was covered. Carport.
It was like a carport. Yeah.
Gilbert. But anyway, so they went there and they set us all in these little groups, and you weren't allowed to talk.
Yes.
And then you got paired into 3s.
Yes. Oh my God, it's all flooding back to me.
And we were talking about, you had put the pillowcase over your head, and I didn't want to take off my visor, and like, just put it over the pillowcase.
Emery had this like Nike red really cool visor with a fish hook on it.
Yeah.
So redneck coded. And she didn't want to take her visor
off.
off.
So future queer coded.
So yeah, I mean, like, listen, the signs were there.
The signs. There's so many times Lauren will find a photo and she goes, I mean, you were always, right? And I was just like, I'm bi.
No, not me. Like, writing for my life for you in middle school, people were like, honestly, kids were just mean because you played so many sports. Yeah. They're like, your sister's gay. And I'm like, no, she's not.
I didn't know that.
High school. They're like, I think your sister's gay. I'm like, she is not gay. She's had more boyfriends than I have. To be fair, you had. And then bitch, you had me out here looking like a fool. You had me out here lying. No, I really, listen, you told me you weren't, so I believed you.
Look, they knew before I knew.
You're like, I was telling you the truth.
I just was like, whoa, like I have just these really close girl friendships.
You're like, I'm
crazy.
obsessed with, I love
I'll
them.
never forget talking to Lauren, and I was just like, don't friends hold hands at night? And she goes, no.
No. Okay, there is nothing I love more than snail mail. I just think snail mail is a lost art, okay? We're all sending all of our invitations via the internet. I get it. It's convenient, texting, all that kind of stuff. I love where we're at in the world with that. But I also just think that there's truly nothing better than the art of receiving a genuine holiday card from a loved one. They're so cute. They're so sweet. Yes, I am one of those freaks that saves them all in a big box because I just know that one day I'm going to love looking back at all my friends and family and watching your family grow. I love people that decorate their Christmas trees with holiday cards. They're just such a special thing. And there's no better place to go for them than Minted. Now, I like them looking different every year. Like I don't want the same old. I don't want the same cheesy stuff. And that's where Minted is amazing because they have thousands of options to choose from, whatever you would want, whatever shape, whatever style. They have really luxe options, like real gold, like foil press on there. They have letter press as well. It's just like very, very chic if you want it to be, or it can just be fun and silly if you want it to be. Minted has an option for everyone. I think this year I was torn between going between like a really like gorgeous scalloped edge card, or I saw they have an option to do an ornament, like a Christmas card, holiday card that's on an ornament. I just love that so much. I think Minted is doing a great job with keeping the tradition alive because Minted has unmatched paper quality and customization options that allow you to up level your holiday cards. Okay. And the best part about Minted is they have really, really amazing free recipient addressing. So printing all of your loved ones' addresses on envelopes for free. Free 99, FREE, for free, okay? That's just amazing. And also saves you the hassle of sitting there with pen and paper because as much as I love snail mail, I need this stuff pre-printed. So Minted not only offers that as an option, but they're giving it to you for free. It's just amazing. You guys can get your holiday traditions, bring them to life with independent art and design this holiday season. Use code PROBABLY for 20% off Minted holiday cards, gifts, and wrapping paper. Oh, I need to stock up on wrapping paper, actually. Again, that is code PROBABLY for 20% off your Minted holiday cards, gifts, and wrapping paper. Anyways, we're
talking about the camp.
Oh no, we're talking about your visor, bitch. We're not skipping over this. This is so queer coded. Yes, she was like, I'm not taking my visor off. So they're like, okay, put the pillowcase on and then put the visor over your pillowcase. So she did.
I did. Yeah.
And then they walked us through the woods in the middle of the night.
And there's a spot on one of the trails
by ourselves. We had to fight. That was the thing. You had to hold hands, or maybe even we were like tied with rope to them or something to the people in front of you.
I remember.
I feel like there was rope involved.
There was rope involved.
And you had
I don't know if we had to hold the
rope.
I don't remember, but I remember here's the deal basically. You're all connected, your three partners, and they walked us out to this creepy part. And again, as a kid, it was like this haunted part of the trail. It really was just where the fence was, and they didn't want kids going there, so they made it sound creepy.
Yeah.
So we sit there, we're already terrified in the woods at night. No parent would allow this.
This is crazy.
We have pillowcases over our heads. It looks horrible, by the way. And then we're sitting there and with my visor on, which looked so stupid, I'm sure. And we're sitting there and they sit you down on the ground and they go, you have to sit here for 2 minutes.
Yes.
We're going to leave you.
Yes.
You get this walkie. If you press the walkie
for help,
you're out.
You lose.
You don't get the pizza party.
Yeah, I don't even think pizza was. I think
they never brought the pizza.
I think it was just like
never
you
brought
win
the
Fear
pizza.
Factor.
They brought it. The counselors ate it, and we got like one slice. I remember being really pissed about that.
It was just like bragging rights. I think of winning Camp Fear Factor.
And I remember we sat there and they would come and they'd like play creepy sounds and rub fur on you. And the girl in the middle of us had asthma. Or no, the guy was holding the walkie and the girl on the other side had asthma, and no one knew that. Right? I guess our counselor knew. Anyway, the whole point is that like she started having an asthma attack, and I remember just sitting there elbowing the guy, and I was like, walkie, because like you can't talk, and I was like, I don't know how to know. And I was like, walkie, and finally
call for help.
Yeah, and he was just like, no, and finally I was like, screw this, and I was like, we need a counselor. She can't breathe.
Inhaler.
And they were immediately there, and I was like, they never left us.
Yeah,
like,
LOL. That's because they were the ones trying to make it scary. Anyways. Dropping kids off in the middle of the woods with pillowcases over their heads. They have to find their way back. Like, all this was so fucking nuts.
It was mental. Yeah.
Is there anything else? What else did we say about that camp? Oh, mostly that we just laughed. I was like, also, was it the guy that, no, one more queer-coded thing.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, we were like, wasn't the counselor Butterball? And she was like, yeah, and we were laughing about that. And then I was like, yeah, but I did always love the dances because you like try to like get a boy to like you by the end of the week, and then he asks you to go to the dance. And my sister was like, yeah, the dances. That's actually where I learned to break dance. And I was like,
I can do that mean word.
Like, by the way, you were so bisexual.
This counselor, I think it was like Christine. Yeah, I really am.
Like,
It works
that's
for
where
me.
I learned to break dance. Did
Me,
you? I'm like,
buy
no.
in my sweater vest? No.
Like, no, I did not learn
Yeah.
to break dance at camp. I was like hoping a kid would slow dance with me. That camp also has so much more relevance in our life because that's where we were sent to camp whenever that guy was beheaded in the boating accident at our
Yeah.
house. And the guy
Yeah.
was like, the body's going to wash up on shore. You should
Yeah.
send your kids to camp.
Yeah, my best future friend Sarah was in that little fire truck with her dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Aw.
And she remembered that like years later when we were like driving to LTC, remember Lexington Tech Center? Mm-hmm. She was talking about this weird story. She's like, yeah, I remember this one time I was at the lake and it was overnight. And I was like, for a body? She's like, yeah. And I was like, that was my house.
Weird place to bring your kid, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm searching for a body.
I
You
don't
want to
know
come
how
with
that
daddy to
works.
work?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
strange. Okay. Also, I just should note that what I'm staring at right now is really incredible. And that is an entire Christmas village. It just got delivered. Oh my God, the worst thing ever got delivered. And James was like, I'll unbox this. I was like, no, I got it. I'm always begging him to like help me unbox shit.
It's a lot of boxes.
It's a lot of
open.
boxes. So basically, James is like, here, I'll help you. And I'm like, no, I got it. He's like, you're holding Daisy, babe. I'll do it. I'm like, okay. And then he just starts unboxing. I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 pieces, and they're all large.
That's sweet. There's 18. There's 20. Not counting the skating rinks.
There's also boxes without pictures down below it. Anyways, here was my idea for Christmas Village. I said, this is last year. I want to get a Christmas Village, like your classic Lemax Christmas Village, right? And it's a whole intricate thing. And I thought I'm going to buy like 2 pieces of it. And then every year that goes, I'm going to get a new house so that like we build this collection but then
Yeah, we talked about this because you got me one.
yes. And I was like, I'm going to start the collection. But here's the thing about me being me, like I'm me. And so like, I'm not going to not be me and not be me. And Shannon can't buy 2 and just slowly build her collection. What did I do? I said, yeet button pressed. I just bought the whole, I didn't buy the whole
This is where you're very much so like mom.
I didn't buy the whole Christmas Village because that's crazy. Like you can't buy the whole like Christmas Village, like
there's
Caddington
like
Village.
themes.
Yes, like there's a whole thing, but I
Yeah.
bought like enough to really set myself up for success. A lot of figurines, a lot of different things, and it basically filled up like a whole little table. Right now, the goal is to just keep adding to it, and maybe it'll just be in different parts of my house. But then I recalled that they had this like really cute like gingerbread. It's called their Sugar and Spice Village. It's a whole different village that's like made to look like Candyland, like sugar and spice themed. I don't know. It's like, it's kind of giving like girly, like little like Candyland vibes. And I was like, oh my gosh, Daisy should have a Christmas village for her room. That's like her own Christmas village that we always put in her room every year. And every year that she grows up, I'll let her go on and pick a new house. Which one do you want this time? And I'll let her pick it. And then she can slowly build her collection and she'll just have so much like love for each house that she gets to have. But then I thought to myself, she's an infant. By the time she can really get excited about picking
She's
stuff,
actually a newborn.
That's 3 years from now that she'd be like excited to pick something online. So what I do, and what are we staring at right now? The whole Sugar and Spice Village. I said I'm just gonna buy the whole thing now, and then she can have it her whole life, and she'll be so excited.
I mean, are you going to keep the boxes?
Yeah, because that's how you store them.
Well, then you can just let her like randomly pick one, and each year y'all add that to the village.
Oh yeah, I can just act like we don't have them already. I'm like, go online, pick what you want. And then I'm like, oh my God, Santa dropped
Don't
it
even
off.
do the online part. Just like go into the magical closet every Christmas, and you pick a new thing to add to the village, and then that box stays
Oh,
unwrapped.
that's cute.
And
Oh,
then that's
I haven't. No, I won't do that. I'll just let her have the whole thing. This is a finance podcast, and you guys know that. Like, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And one thing about me is I don't know anything about finance. So I was really leaving a lot of money on the table. I was really realizing that downloading 100 different finance apps and money apps really wasn't working for me because I just ended up not using any of them, and then just all got confusing. And with Monarch Money, everything is in one place. And that's what I like because it was just getting too stressful. Now I'm able to maximize investments, increase my savings rate, easily review all my finances. And honestly, I can do it with James too, which is fantastic. Or you can also, you can use it with the financial advisor, whatever, but mainly you're keeping a clear view of your financial health, which is so great. You can do it week to week and long term. It's just great because Monarch is built for people with busy lives. And if you're like me and you put off organizing your finances, then Monarch is for you because Monarch does the heavy lifting, okay? It's going to link all your accounts all in one place in minutes. It's going to get you clear data visuals, smart categorization of your spending, and real control over your money, okay? And this is my favorite thing about it. I promise you'll never need to touch a spreadsheet again. The people that don't make sense to me are people that are like, you could just, just enter it all in a spreadsheet. No. I don't want a spreadsheet. I don't want a spreadsheet. And you know what? You also don't want money on the table, because when you're making good money, it's really easy to get complacent. So you do not need to track every dollar, but ignoring your finances entirely can cost you. And I think that was my issue. I was convinced that I had to track every little morsel of everything. And it's like, it's not that deep, okay? But you do need to be better about it. And Monarch really did help me put all that into place, which I really appreciate it. So do not let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code probably at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That is 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code probably. monarchmoney.com, code probably. You brought her Christmas gifts over. That was cute.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the Scandalous thing.
What's the Scandalous thing?
What y'all did to the boys' cabin.
Yes.
Was
Oh my
bad.
God. I forgot about that.
Not that I haven't been listening to the Christmas Village, but I was like, what's I thinking about?
You know, on a scale of like really interesting conversations, it wasn't that interesting. Yes. Okay. So that was the other thing that we thought was crazy about this camp, that they let us do this. Because you have to keep in mind, we weren't sneaking out to do this. Like, counselors let the girls' cabin do this to the boys' cabin. And I don't remember.
It was really y'all's cabin.
I had something to do. They were ages. So like we were like the middle school girls' cabin. And I remember enough people we knew beforehand were going, and we had planned to bring stuff like to like Parent Trap, like destroy the boys' cabin. But at the end of the day, like, you can't really destroy their property, right? So like, what did y'all do? Y'all got like shaving cream and y'all put shaving cream everywhere.
Where did we get shaving cream? We don't shave. We're like middle school
girls.
No,
they're like giving it to you. A kid brings it.
But you sprayed all over their cabin, but we were told don't spray their bunks. Don't touch their stuff. So we sprayed their bathroom and we sprayed the floor, and then y'all's counselor was just kind of like YOLO.
No, we brought the middle school girls' cabin brought fucking crazy stuff. Like,
was
jars
this year,
of
like
honey.
Jordan and Kelly and everybody came?
No. Maybe, I can't remember what year it was, but basically we brought like a lot of fucked up stuff, like sardines, honey, fuzzy stuff, like feathers and all this kind of crazy stuff. We probably just really watched The Parent Trap, and we went buck wild. I don't know if the counselor just wasn't watching us or just didn't care that we had all this stuff, or was just insane and was like, yeah, fucking ruin their stuff. We went to the boys' cabin. We put sardines in their bed, so like in their bedding.
I remember that they were really mad because the boys did something kind of like rowdy to y'all's cabin.
No, I don't think they did. We just like fucked their shit up. We put like honey all over their clothing. We put some there was, I just remember
They'll put feathers after the honey.
Yeah. I just remember specifically we ruined their belongings. Like their belongings were not able to just be like wipe shaving cream off. And we got in so much trouble, and they were like, never again.
They had to call their parents and let them know about their stuff.
Well, the kids didn't have shoes to wear the next day.
It was bad.
Like, we couldn't do cabin wars anymore. And then the parents were like, why would y'all let other children destroy my children's property?
I remember we all lost candy privileges the next day, because there was this place after swimming where you could go get candy and you could spend like 50 cents, and like y'all's cabin made us lose it for the next day.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that place. God, you know what I also just remember from camp? Being so fucking hot. I was hot all the time.
Sometimes I think about living in Texas. I'm like, kids can't send future kids there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, camps in Texas must be brutal.
Yeah.
We're going to South Carolina tomorrow.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Excited.
We're going, my sister basically used us and she abused us. She used Nashville as a stopping point on her way because she's clinically insane and dry.
That's literally not true. This was the whole point of the trip. And then I was like, I'm so close to South Carolina, I might as well go spend a week there.
Okay. Yeah. But you're only spending a couple days with us.
Look, you were the whole point. I mean, Daisy was the whole point.
Okay. Yeah. No, but then I was like, wait, why wouldn't we just go home with South Carolina to South Carolina with you?
I know. We were talking yesterday, so you should tell them about the truck. We were driving yesterday to the farmer's market, and they just got their Ford truck back, right? And
well, to preface, because we can always be long-winded on the podcast, to preface, James really wanted me to sell this truck. He's like, sell the truck, sell the truck, sell the truck.
Yeah.
You don't use it, you don't. And I was like very protective over this truck, right? Like I bought this truck. It's my vintage truck. I want to have it forever. I want Daisy to learn how to drive in it. I want it to just be like a fixture of our...
Daisy should not learn how to drive in it.
As soon as I said it, I thought, that's crazy. Yeah. That's not the truck to learn to drive in. Anyways, I just wanted it to be like a fixture of our family forever. It also is convenient when you need a truck. Like it's a huge truck bed that I can use to go like pick up pumpkins and mums or like take whatever shit. It's nice to have a truck, you know?
Yeah.
You have a truck. It's nice to have a truck.
Yeah.
And so...
I have a little bit newer truck, but yeah.
Yeah, bit newer. Anyways, I was just like, you know what? I love this and I'm not going to let him shame me because I don't drive it enough into selling it. And then it got to a point where he just like, I simply couldn't fight him on the fact that like I he was like, it's a museum relic. If you're going to keep it as like a relic in our, you're not a collector of vintage cars. It's not, you don't use it. And then I was like, he's right, I don't use it. And that was because it had a wiring issue. But like, who am I to know who fixes classic cars? Plus, I thought they would charge us a bomb. And then it got to the point where the car wasn't working anymore. And I was like, whatever. So then it really has just been parked here for like 2 years.
I mean, all I know is that for the last 2 years, I mean, I've never seen you drive this truck, and we've never ridden the truck.
I did when I first got it 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying when I'm visiting, which is not that, it's few and far between.
No, but we haven't driven it in 2 years.
But the last time it was like, we could go, but I have to get the jump box charged so we can make sure. And I was like, that sounds kind of like a whole thing.
It was a whole thing, so I just never drove it, and then it just sat there, and then James was like, sell it. And then I was like, well, then we have to fix it before we sell it.
Yeah.
And he's like,
exciting.
okay.
You fixed it before I got here.
No, we had to get concrete poured. As you guys remember from my last podcast, we're getting concrete poured, and James says, the concrete guys are here. We have to move our cars.
Oh, is that what started this?
Well, yeah, so we have to move our cars. And I said, oh, okay, cool. Let me just get the jump box. I'll start the truck. Officially, jump box no longer revives my baby. Okay, she says.
So
she
you were
needs more.
forced to do this.
So we were forced to say we have to get this towed because they can't lay concrete because the truck's on the concrete driveway. So then we're telling these concrete guys that are like ready to work, like, hold on, we have to get a tow truck to come tow this truck. So then because we were literally forced to tow the truck off the driveway that was being new concrete poured, I was like, well, let's just find a classic cars place. So James finds a place that fixes classic cars in Franklin. We get it towed to the place, and then he fixes it. And then I'll tell you this, James was like, now that we're getting this truck fixed, maybe I'll drive it a little. I'm like, yeah. So now he's excited. Now he's convinced. And this makes me so happy that we should just keep the truck forever in our family. Okay. And hopefully I don't come back on this podcast in a month and say we're selling it. But anyways, yes, we decided to get it fixed. We got it fixed. And I did say to the guy to pump the tires up because they were super low. Now, one thing about these tires, they haven't been used in 2 years. So my guess is that they're a bit dry rotted. So now you can take over the story from here. Between juggling the chaos of new mom life and really trying to just pretend that I have it all together, and then also like remembering to drink water. I have my cup right here beside me. Let me take a big sip really quick. The idea of finding time for a workout, it's really funny. It is. And honestly, I'm married to a coach, and I'm still like, when can I find the time? And that is why Tonal is so amazing, because Tonal has revolutionized home strength training. Now they've reimagined Pilates, which I love because Pilates has always kind of stressed me out. I feel like sometimes when I look at my friends in Pilates classes, that can kind of look like a medieval torture device. But no, Tonal has no more hulking giant reformer, no more complicated springs and levers, just personal resistance that automatically adjusts to the optimal resistance as you gain strength, which is really cool. And it's kind of what Tonal's known for. Expert guidance. They've got Coach Kristen McGee, and she's going to help refine your form. So you're going to get the most out of every move, which is just really great. Now, Pilates on Tonal, they're going to unlock a deeper mobility. And that's what I really am trying to get better at. James is so good at like stretching and getting his mobility up. I'm bad about that. So I'm really looking forward to getting my mobility up, and then your core strength and muscle definition. Plus, you're going to feel sharper. You're going to feel more grounded. You're going to feel less stressed. It's just amazing because Pilates really is the perfect complement to strength training. Now, I'm all about strength training, lifting weights, but adding in Pilates is just iconic as well. So improving mobility and range of motion, it's going to make your other workouts more effective. Like it's going to help out with your weightlifting. So Pilates on Tonal is just more than Pilates on Tonal. They're going to have a growing library of 3,000 plus workouts that range from strength training to cardio, yoga, recovery, and more. And Tonal is the ultimate strength training system. It's got a gym's full worth of equipment, coaching from expert personal trainers on demand 24/7 in your home. And right now, this is the craziest thing. Right now, Tonal is offering listeners something special. Use code probably on tonal.com to get $200 off your Tonal purchase. That's Tonal, TONAL.com, promo code probably.
Yeah, so we are excited. We're going in here, and like it was so nice. We're having this like sweet moment. There's beautiful trees around us, and I was
you forgot the part where I said, Emery, let's go on a ride in the truck.
Yeah, we're riding in the truck, and then it was just like, I was like, Shannon, let's go somewhere. And we're like, well, let's call James. And James is cool with it. We're like, okay, let's go to the farmer's market.
By the way, we don't have to ask permission, but we did tell him we were just taking a spin around the neighborhood.
Well, your phone died. That's what we called him.
And my phone died. And I said, let's tell him like let's like find a place. Yeah. You were like, let's just find somewhere to go. And I'm like, there's a farmer's market nearby.
Well, I was just like, I'm loving this time with my sister. Like, let's keep this going. And anyway, so we go to the farmer's market and we're getting all this stuff and it's so sweet. And we're like talking about these little birds on the pallet. Like it's the most wholesome little like day. And then we get back to the car and we're loading up the mums and stuff. And all of a sudden I'm like,
no, you also forgot the part where you said, let's go to the farmer's market, but I was already going a different direction. So I was like, okay, I don't know how to get there from here. Just put it in the GPS. It takes us on the interstate.
Oh yeah, I did.
And I said,
Oh yeah, we got video of this.
fuck, I don't like bringing this car on the interstate. She was like, why? It can't go on the interstate? I go, it can.
Well, I see the dial goes up to 90.
Yeah, no, in the car, I'm sure.
In theory.
I've taken the car 70 because when I first bought it, it was my main means of transportation.
Which we agreed is wild.
It's crazy that I bought this truck when I had no other car. And so like it really was my main means of transportation. And yeah, so I had to go on the interstate. And so I know it goes 70, but like it shouldn't. It shouldn't. And
No.
so it's embarrassing to go on the interstate because like 18 wheelers pass you. Like, because I don't like to take it over 55.
I thought you were being a little dramatic. We had like cars backing up behind us trying to pass us.
It was embarrassing.
And my favorite part is that your solution for this was you did this
was
as if like no, they absolutely
I can't see them
me now.
They can't see me.
I have red hair. I'm in this beautiful truck. I don't attract attention at all. This car, it's like a kid doing this.
Yeah,
like,
going behind the curtains.
Yeah.
No, so true.
Yeah, but yeah, so anyway, we get to the farmer's market after like barely getting off the interstate, and then we go to the parking lot and we're just like, shit, it's a flat tire.
Oh yeah,
and
I didn't
not
even
like
notice
flat, like almost touching like the rim flat.
Emery was like, have you seen your tires? I go, yeah, they're all kind of low, but it is what it is. She goes, no, that one specifically. And I was like, no, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday. Like the farmer's market's packing up. Like I was like, should we ask them if one of them has a pump? And then I was like, no, I don't want to bother them. Then we like get in the car's pulling to the, you know, when you can like feel you have a flat tire. Now I take the back roads back. So we have 14 minutes of hell that we're just driving these back roads. I'm going 20. Dude, I'm going 20. I'm asking Emery, like, what do you do if the tire pops? Like, I don't brake, right? She's like, don't brake. And I'm like, right. She's like, and maybe stay closer to the center of the road a little bit in case
It's like a massive drop. I mean,
like,
we made it. We made it there.
the back roads
It
were
was
like
all
off
good.
cliffs. I was like, fuck. This is so
It was
bad.
all good. But every
We got
single
home.
barn we passed, we were definitely like, is there a pump in there? Like,
I just kept thinking, like, we kept like I almost said racially profiling. We kept like redneck-ily profiling people, being like, yeah, that dude looks just redneck. I bet he has a pump in his car. Like, I bet he has things that can fix a truck. I'd be like, should we stop? That guy looks like he might be able to help us fix cars. And she's like, no, just keep going. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Then we'd be driving and we'd see a really like country man. I'd be like, I bet he could help us if we need it. She's like, just get home. And I'm like, okay, we can just get home. So yeah, we were profiling people in the redneck category.
yeah.
We didn't stop. We got home. And now that car is sitting there with a very flat tire.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to have to get it towed. I think we can pump it up enough with my sister's truck and then like take it back to the guy that fixes classic cars. But it is yet again a whole thing. It's another whole ordeal.
Yeah.
So.
But it worked out.
But it worked out. Speaking of fucked up stuff that we did in our childhood, Emery also reminded me, and we didn't talk about this in the podcast, I don't think. We were very much like I mean, it was our generation, but also like we didn't have a lot of stuff. Yeah. My mom, her favorite thing to say was, well, first of all, go play outside, like go outside. And we'd be like, we're bored. And she'd be like, bored, only boring people are bored. And
Interesting,
I'm like,
people aren't bored.
Savage. Interesting people aren't bored. I'm like, well, I'm fucking bored. I'm not interested in. No, but my mom's favorite thing to remind us was, your backyard is a lake. Do you know how many kids would kill for this? Do you know how many
It was
kids
her go-to line.
would just be so happy, which she wasn't wrong, I guess. Like, she wasn't. But, like, here's what's crazy about how we grew up. The kids that had the cool shit were, like, kids that had, like four-wheelers and, like, just, like, a bunch of land to drive around.
But also in our defense, she would still say that line in, like, the dead of winter. Where, like, the mud's frozen, like, and we're just, like, cool.
Yeah, cool. The lake's in the backyard.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I remember there was one time we were bored.
We had the woods around us.
No, this was the oak tree right in front of the house. And we decided we were going to build a treehouse. I don't know if you remember this. You're younger. Dylan was a baby. So you were definitely younger.
Slightly coming back to me, but keep going.
So we decided we were going to build it. And there's just one really big branch. And I literally know nothing about building a treehouse. But I'm like, I know.
Seems pretty intricate.
You have to get supplies up there to start. And I was just like, okay, so we spent forever trying to climb this tree, couldn't get up there. And then finally, like, we get this rope, put the rock on, get it over there. And we're like, okay, cool. And we're like, how do we haul supplies up there? And we found this, like, Coca-Cola milk crate.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Not all of it, keep telling the story, but, like, I remember us using stuff to get supplies up to the tree.
Yeah, and we're, like, 2 hours into it at this point. So we get this crate, and we put supplies in it, and we hauled up the tree, and we're so proud. And then we're like, oh, there's no one up there. And then so we get it down. And what do? We get our, like, Dylan's in diapers. We put him in the crate.
Oh my God, I remember this.
And we're like, and you and I start hauling Dylan up with this tethered ski rope hooked to this, like, Coca-Cola crate up the tree. Mom walks out because she's working in the house. She walks out to
this.
Imagine seeing Daisy in a crate about 15 feet above the ground.
I mean, to be fair, he was a toddler. Like, he was like laughing.
Yeah,
like,
it's not Daisy, but I'm just saying.
No, we didn't like think we were gonna have an infant build us a treehouse, but we were like, let's see if we can get Dylan up there.
But we
and then
straight
Dylan
up stuck him in a crate, with a ski rope, and it had nails,
rock.
hammer, and loose lumber.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we just started hauling him up the tree. And I'll never forget, Mom comes, and this is my favorite part of the story. She goes, "What?" Like freaking out. She's like, get him down. This is not safe. And we're like, oh, okay, that's fair. And we lower him down slowly. We get yelled at crazy. She goes, this is not safe. And I was like, okay. And like, what should you do in this situation? You just find another activity. No, you and I went into the shed.
Right.
And we're like, okay, this isn't safe. How do we resolve this problem?
How do we make this safe?
Interesting people can solve this problem. Let's solve this. And we got a bike helmet. We got mismatched, like those wrist guards used to have for rollerblading.
Right.
We got some knee guards from skateboarding. And I think we got my chest protector from dirt biking.
Got it.
And we strapped him in it. And we put him back in the crate.
I don't remember that part.
We put him back in the crate. And I remember we started hauling him up again. And I remember Mom comes out again. She goes, what are you doing? And I was like, what is the problem? It is safe now.
Safe
It is
now.
safe.
No,
Like,
kids.
clearly safe.
Kids without iPads, man. I tell you,
Like-
they were still at risk. Okay.
Yeah.
They were still at risk. Not their brains probably, but their body.
Yeah.
For sure. You were always getting in accidents as a kid.
yeah.
You were fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but damn. I pride myself on being an incredible gift giver. Like, I'm just really good at it. But I also pride myself on knowing what people want. And sometimes flowers, they're lovely, they're great, but they die. They die. And sometimes you just want a good old fashioned sweet treat. And that is why Baked by Melissa is my go-to. Okay. Because it's thoughtful, it's fun, and it's guaranteed to make people smile because it's delicious. They are bite-sized cupcakes and they are always a crowd pleaser. So they have flavors for everyone, like a beautiful, unique packaging experience too. And I think that's really important because a lot of the times with baked goods, it's like, yeah, it's a thought that counts, but it comes looking really ratchet. And Baked by Melissa has figured out this perfect little organization. All these little cupcakes, they almost look too cute to eat, but they have these perfect little plastic domes on top so that you don't get anything crushed or smushed. You guys, these are coming in the mail and they are coming perfect. Okay. So if the mailman can deliver perfectly placed cookies, then we know they figured it out. Okay. It's the one gift that I know is going to land every single time. And there really is nothing better than a sweet little treat, okay? And you know what? You're less likely to buy yourself a sweet treat. Sometimes you need to get it given as a gift, okay? So do that for your friends. They've got new flavors introduced every month, which is really cool. Gives you the perfect ratio of that cake, stuffing, icing, and topping on every bite with these little mini cupcake situation. It's just perfect for sending to people that you love. Or, hey, listen, send yourself a little Baked by Melissa's treats. I love it. And they have so many beautiful gift boxes for any occasions. They've got birthdays, thank yous, congrats, sending love. When you don't know the right words to say, like, just do that. If you can't be at the Friendsgiving feast, okay, send cupcakes. They are perfect to bring as a hostess gift, send to a friend, show them you're thinking of them, or treat your teams and clients, because they also offer really cool customized packaging. And the best part about it, for instant gratification, they arrive in just 1 to 2 days nationwide, okay? Guaranteeing that these treats are going to arrive perfectly fresh and right on time. And also, there's something for everyone. They offer gluten-free, vegan, no nut options, making it easy to treat everyone. And right now, Baked by Melissa is offering my listeners 20% off your order at bakedbymelissa.com/probably. That's bakedbymelissa.com/probably for 20% off your order. bakedbymelissa.com/probably. No, that was crazy. I thought you were going to tell the story about how we like went into the woods and we found
the fort.
a fort.
But what
which
actually
we
probably
now
was like
know.
probably like a homeless man was.
Yes,
stuck there.
now we know it was an unhoused
Which, like,
individual who had created this. Have we told the story?
This is crazy.
No, similar experience.
Did you find Courtney had a similar experience? We think we have stumbled upon the luck of the century. We were going into the woods.
But like, can we just like pause and talk about how dumb this is? We're like, oh, we have found kids' forts, and also how crazy they have a cooking station. Like, these kids have a really great fort. We were the only children in the neighborhood. We knew that for a fact.
We knew we were the only children in the neighborhood because it sucked that we were the only kids in the neighborhood.
And there's clothes hanging, adult clothes, not child
Adult
clothes.
clothes. You guys, 100%.
This is an encampment. And also, we're not in like an urban
no one's
area.
camping.
It's not even an urban area. This is like someone went into the forest in our neighborhood near our house, and no one in the neighborhood knows about it.
Yes. To be honest, like
bad.
the fact that we weren't lovely boned was crazy. Like
It was crazy.
it really could have been. I think back to that and I get a shiver. Like we stumbled upon, I mean, listen here, I don't want to cast type. Not all homeless people are serial killers. All right. And that we know to be true for sure. But like creepy as fuck that we were just like, how lucky are we? And we just like, and maybe, maybe he had moved on. Maybe the person had moved on. Usually you take your clothes
I
with
remember
you.
the one time we went there and the fire pit was like kind of still going.
Yeah, we just thought like we found this like other kid's coolest fort ever, and we just started playing in it.
There wasn't like Gilbert is really rural. There's not a lot of homeless people out there, so like that's wild. Yeah,
it's crazy. And like maybe it was someone's campsite, but I don't think
Have
so.
you ever seen that thing where
I
it's
don't
like,
think so.
what's a time that you had intuition as far as like, I have to get out of here now, and like, what was it you avoided?
No.
You've never? Is there like a time like that?
Do I have something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a couple times where I've been like, you just innately, like, your body reacts to something, and you could just be like in a parking lot, or like there's something that tells you like something's not right. I need to not be here. Yeah. I feel like even as a like a younger girl, I had that.
Is there
kind of
anything like
stuff.
sticks out?
Probably because I was always sober, because I didn't drink when I was younger. There were a couple times we were at like parties or just like random stuff where I'm like, we shouldn't be here any longer. Like, we should go. You know, like when you're like sneaking out to go to a bonfire in the middle of the woods in a random person's like house or kid at school that you have no idea. There were a couple times where I'd be like, it's time to go, girls. And everyone would be like, you know, hammered. And I'm like, no. And I'd be like, no, let's go. Like, yeah, there were definitely a couple times where I was like, intuitively, we should go.
You remember how I used to work at the marina?
Yeah.
I remember there was this like really hot guy. See? Not totally queer coded. There's this.
You're bisexual. I'm sure there was a hot guy.
Anyway, there's this really hot guy, and he was like, he had a sailboat there, which red flag number one. I'm like,
no,
I'm
hot.
like 17.
Me, I'm like, hot.
I'm like 17, and he has a boat there, so he's obviously like 30s.
Oh,
Anyway,
older. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
But I was just like, oh, absolutely into this, and he was like, come back to the marina later and like hang out on our boat, and I was like, okay, and I'm just thinking like he and I are gonna be hanging out, and so I go back to the marina that night, and I had not told anybody where I was going because like,
to be fair, we lived right next to the marina, so it was
like we can see it. If like not fully, but when the leaves are gone in the summer or the fall.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go to the marina at night, and I go on a sailboat, and I was just thinking like, oh, I'm exciting. I look nice. He's cute. This is going great. And then he's like, oh, let's like, you know, go in the sailboat. And I was like, oh, sure. I mean, I've known this guy for like all 30 minutes at this point. And
this is very lovely, Bonesy.
This is very lovely, Bonesy. This is one of those moments where I'm like, how am I still here? And we go in the sailboat, and there's 2 more guys in there.
Oh no!
And then they just shut the hatch and lock it.
What'd you do?
Because well, here's the thing. They were just like, it was like they were smoking weed, but I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm looking around, and I was just like, there's 3 guys. 3 guys are looking at me, and I was just like, I gotta go. My dad's coming. My dad's right here. My dad actually dropped me off. I just had this moment where I just like freaked out. I was just like, my woman radar is going crazy, and I was just like, I'm absolutely not getting out of the sailboat if I stay here longer than 30 seconds more.
You might get out, but you might not be a very different girl when you come out.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Shivery.
Yeah, and like that's what I think about, like tying it back to like the wood story. I'm just like, that could have been.
Yeah, by the way, our radar not going off. We're like, what luck have we found?
We found a new campsite.
I think we came home and told Mom, and she was like, you guys built a fort.
She had Dad go look at it.
Yes. She's like, you guys built a fort. We were like, no, we found a fort. And she's like, really? And we're like, yeah. Camp supplies, cooking, clothes.
The fire pit's still going.
Mom's like, where was this exactly? And made Dad go look at it. Mom's like, do not go back there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyways, we're still here today. That's exciting.
Yeah.
We live to tell the tale.
Skin of our teeth.
I had crazier stories. Did I ever tell the time about the story about the time that I got on like a yacht in the middle of Colombia, Cartagena with Drew? And they were like, everyone at the hotel was like worried about us, and I was like, guys, we're fine. They said they'd drop us back off at the port. And by the way, we were adults. That was after your wedding. We went to Cartagena after your wedding.
Some of the stuff that like
I was like, there's women and children on the boat. Everyone's like, so that's what they do. And I'm like, what?
That's actually ideal traffic audience.
I'm like, no, there's literally, I see women and their kids, and they're like,
oh,
no. By the way, we partied our dicks off, and then they dropped us back off at the port. Like, they did. But we had taken
This is like when you go to a bar and you're like, yeah, I leave my drink covered all the time. You're like, yeah, cool. It's a numbers game.
No, it's so true.
Eventually, statistically, like we're not great at fractions, but don't do that because eventually your luck's gonna run out.
We went to this like area that all the boats go to in Cartagena, and we took our hotel boat, and then we met all these people on yachts and stuff like this that were all parked, and then we're like, do you just want to come back with us? We're gonna sail around a little bit longer. Our hotel shuttle was leaving on the little boat that was taking everyone back from the hotel, and I was like, yeah, oh my God, this is safe enough. It's fine. And I was like, you promise that you'll drop us back off at the port? And these like Colombian men were like, of course. And I was like, okay.
This is wild.
And I was like, okay.
This is wild.
And then we told the hotel, we were like, hey, we're going to go back with them, you guys, because they were like, it's time to go. And we were like, no, we're going to stay back here. They're going to drop us back off at the port. And they were like, no, like they kept saying no. But here's the thing, we were adults. And I was like, okay, they can't tell me what I have to do. Like, they're not like my parents. Like they can't tell us we have to.
Mom would have absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Did you tell her about this?
No. And she doesn't listen to the podcast. And I was like, they can't like, also this was like, this was the vibe at the time. It was, when did you get married? 2017?
19.
19? Yeah. Like, listen,
You were a hot girl
It
era.
was fine. We were partying. Anyways, the hotel is very adamant, and they're still kind of speaking to us in a little bit of broken English, and they're like, no, 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 no. And we were like, yeah, see, yes. And they're very upset, but like we tell them like, bye. And then you could just see that they're just like, we have free will, you know, they can't make us go back.
This
and
is
so
crazy that y'all both are like, I don't know why these people who do this for a living know better than us.
Yeah,
Like-
nope. And so we convinced them. And so then I think we even lied. I was like, no, I know them. He's like, these are
men from
Colombian men. Like, no, you don't.
Shannon.
And I was like, I know them. I was like, amigos. And he was like, oh, finally, I guess they just like gave up. They're like, what do we do? So then they go back to the hotel. Like I said, party. We made a couple more stops, a couple more little islands. Time of our lives. They dropped us back off at the port.
Watch just be like they're like dropping off like drugs and different stuff, and y'all are their cover.
Who knows? I don't know. But they dropped us back off at the port, and then we just got a little taxi back to the hotel. We walk in the hotel in our little like swimsuits and cover-ups, having had the best day ever. And yeah, the hotel staff is like, Mrs. Ford. And we were like, I'm like, Slay, yes, that's me. They were like, we hear you don't come back on the boats. Like you can't do that. This is not the place to do that. Like the front desk people were telling me like, do not do that here. And I was just like, God, everyone is so dramatic. And I thought I was dramatic. No, they were like very upset that we had done that.
This is like, you remember the story about Justin on his honeymoon?
Yeah, that's probably not a good story to tell.
That's crazy.
That's cartel involved. And I think that was pretty traumatizing for them.
Yeah, we don't need to tell that one.
Yeah, anyways, always check where you go in Mexico.
That's the takeaway from
mine was a great story.
But there is also cartel stories we can't tell on the podcast.
That was Cancun though, you know? I was in Cartagena.
Yeah. I cannot believe you got on that boat.
Yeah. Drew and I still talk about that. We're like, how did we make it out of there alive?
I just love that. I'm like, this whole story came about because I'm just like, you ever have like that intuition that you listen to and you're like, what did I avoid afterwards? And you're like, no, I kind of had that and I leaned in.
By the way, the
I
story
just
was
leaned
crazy,
in.
but my radar was not going off. Like they were just lovely people. The women were lovely. Their children were like on little iPads. The men, so fun, you know. And
Did you even pay to go on this?
No, that we met these random people when we like got to the islands. They were just like all the boats parked there, and we just like hopping to different boats, and then they were like, "Y'all just want to stay with us?" And we were like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Okay, we're leaving." And I was like, "Yeah, international waters. See ya."
I love you so much. I might still put like an air tag in your vehicle after this.
Yeah, we should have done it. We should have done that.
Like, this is.
Anyways, we're still here to tell the stories, and that's our podcast, guys.
Yeah.
I love you so much. I'll leave you with this. I FaceTime my dear friend Brantley. One thing about Brantley, I'm going to call her out right now. She sleeps in her makeup. Like
she does.
A full beat, you guys.
She got a filter on. She looks so good.
She is like so glammed up and she sleeps in it. That is just what she does. And I FaceTime her because I got this stye because I went to bed. I wash my face every night and then I use these like tea tree oil like eyelid wipes because I'm so prone to styes. And the literal one time I didn't use it. To be fair, I used a new cleanser that had like oil in it and I should have known better. And I just like put a lot of like stuff around my eyes. It shouldn't have been around my eyes. And it probably would have been fine if I just used my fucking tea tree oil wipes, but I forgot, got lazy, went to bed. I FaceTime Brantley this morning. I have a huge stye. It's covered up with makeup. You can probably still see it. I FaceTime Brantley. She answers. It's like 8 a.m. She was like, "Good morning." And it's literally, she's got a full face of makeup on, still her fake lashes, everything. I go, riddle me this, Brantley. How is it that I wash my face, go to sleep? I just didn't wash it correctly. Go to sleep, wake up, I have a stye. You fall asleep in full beat. You wake up and you look gorgeous. Like, bitch, like your lip liner's still perfect. Like, She's like, yeah, honestly, she started looking at herself. She's like, honestly, I really should just keep this on for the day. I'm like, I know. Gamecocks played today.
Yeah.
Alabama.
We'll see how this goes.
TBD. Okay, guys. Love ya. Bye. Thanks for coming on, Emery.
Yeah.
Love you so much.
Of course.
I gotta get back to my baby. Deuces.